Are we live? It does appear as though we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another pretty late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your brewmaster in chief. And tonight in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with some Gruul Werewolves. I thought I would just knock this one out of the way. Everybody else has put up their werewolf video on like day 1, day 2. If you just subscribe to like 5, 6, 7, 8, you know, my YouTube stream, I only subscribe to Magic the Gathering content creators on this chat, on this account. So I've got like, 15 or so plus different content creators that I subscribe to, and every single one of them's put up a werewolf deck. So I thought, it's going to be difficult to be original and creative in this early bit of the meta when everybody's just testing the obvious tribes. So I thought, okay, let me just, jump on the werewolf train and, show you my spin. And I've had a look at all of those other guys's, and mine is slightly different. I am playing cards that most people aren't in mine, and it's performing insanely well. I had been stuck on Diamond 4 with my jank for a very long time, and last night after the stream I went straight into Diamond 3 really quickly, and I'm sitting on something like 68% win rate with the deck. I've made a few little tweaks here and there, and it's gonna be the aggro deck of the format. I think that we need to control, and I've already started to run into a couple of really good new control decks with the new Planeswalkers and there's so many good new spells for like Esper and Izzet. I think there's going to be some like nasty control decks like rearing their ugly heads finally. Early rotation. Surprisingly, actually, but I've just went up against a couple before I hit stream that were just... But anyway, I'm rambling. Let's dive into the deck. As those of you who are paying attention will have seen some of the names on the other decks in the background there. That's what I'm going to be working on tonight after the stream. But for tonight, we're looking at wolves, werewolves in particular. So my version is running. Okay, I think the things that are like common amongst all of them are these three cards here: Reckless Stormseeker, Primal Adversary, Tovolar. Then Kessig Naturalist, everyone's running that. And of course Arlinn the Pack's Hope. Then, and that's what I love about it, it hasn't been like settled yet. The best possible combination of these cards hasn't quite yet been unlocked. It's still early days, and so everyone's deck is slightly different, and it'll come to a time when the meta is, let's say, resolved, and the exact perfect combination of cards and how many of each one will be discovered. But for now, everybody's tinkering, and this is my sort of third or fourth version. I hope you like it. So I'm going to do the usual thing, run it from left to right, describe the play lines, various interactions, what it is that we're trying to do, and then what the win con is, or win cons are, and then after that we'll jump into some gameplay and wrap up at the end with some final thoughts, and see what we could change, what we could upgrade, what we could take in, take out. So first of all, 4 copies of Snakeskin Veil. I think this is pretty cool, and for many reasons, and I'll explain a little bit more about that as we get to Kessig Naturalist. But save your important creatures, and there's some that are really crucial. They should remain on the battlefield, so if you can save them with Snakeskin Veil, good. And not only that, you get to buff them a little bit. So 4 of instant speed, 1 green, love it. Next up, we have this new incredible removal spell from Mono Red, from the new set. Light Up the Night. X and a red. Light Up the Night deals X damage to any target. Any target. it deals X plus 1 damage instead if the target is a creature or planeswalker. So not only that, you pay 2, and you're targeting a creature, you can get rid of a 2/2. So it does 2 damage for 2, 3 damage for, sorry. You get what I mean. It's X plus 1 if it's a creature or planeswalker. But if you go for the face, then it's just X. But still, this is the type of deck, like let's say Goblins was. Goblins is going to love this card, by the way. All of these aggro decks that, you attack, and then your control opponent or your mid-range opponent manages to sort of stabilize the board and puts up some blockers and gets rid of all your creatures, and then you're just top decking. But you might have gotten them down to 5, 6, 7 damage. Life points. Something like Light Up the Night, you top deck in the late game, and you just go straight for the face and win the game. And the cool thing is it's got flashback that works with planeswalkers, and we do have a planeswalker in the deck, so we can also cast the flashback Light Up the Night if necessary. So 4 copies of Light Up the Night as a sort of little finisher / removal. You could run this other one that's everyone, like a lot of people are running. But it's a 3-drop as well. If it's daytime, but if it's nighttime, its cost gets reduced by 2 and it's 3 damage to any target, which is also really nice. But I thought, let's give this one a try, and it's been working really good so far. Next up, 3 copies Ranger class. Obvious, okay? You can grow your werewolves. You can make a wolf token. The ability to look at the top card of your library at any time and cast creature spells off the top is really, really good in this deck. To get some card advantage, but mostly it's just to make a body and start growing your wolves. Next up, 3 copies Werewolf Pack Leader. This is from previous set. We all knew it would end up in this deck. It works great in many ways, and I'm going to explain why in a second. But if you can, okay, so let me just explain a quick little playline. I need to jump ahead to Reckless Stormseeker, another crucial card in the deck. It's one of these dual-faced. If you cast it during, that day or night hasn't started yet, it'll start the cycle. And then it'll switch to the Stormcharge Slasher at nighttime. But it doesn't really matter, because the abilities are quite similar. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains haste. Yeah, on the nighttime side, it's +2/+0 haste and trample. So of course it's much better, but the haste is what matters. So if you play Werewolf Pack Leader on turn 2, it's got Summoning Sickness, you can't attack. Turn 3, you play a land, you drop a Reckless Stormseeker. It'll still be daytime, probably. If it's really turn 3, if it happens later in the game, then who knows. But regardless, at the beginning of combat on your turn, you target the Reckless Stormseeker itself. It becomes a 3/3 with haste. You attack with both of them. That satisfies the Pack Tactics ability, because you're attacking with creatures total power 6 or greater, and you draw a card. So you turn 3 getting in for 6 damage and getting to draw a card of the Pack Leader. Really, really potent play. Next up, after the Werewolf Pack Leader, we've got one of the new cards, and this is also like one of the main cards in the deck. They had to make it a 2-drop. I think it's really, really good at uncommon. Kessig Naturalist, 2 mana for human werewolf. When it attacks, you add either red or green until end of turn, and you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. The backside does the exact same thing, except it also becomes an anthem effect for all your wolves and werewolves. They all get +1/+1 from the Lord of the Ulvenwald. You can have multiple of these on the battlefield, so the effect would stack, and becomes a 3/3, so that's really good. But the thing I was talking about earlier with regards to Snakeskin Veil is often you tap out, but then you attack, and you make 1 green mana with Kessig Naturalist, and because you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end, you can hold it up and have a Snakeskin Veil in hand even though you're tapped out, and save your, if the opponent has some removal during the blocking or whatever, some part of the combat phase, or even in the second main phase, you can still save your important creatures with Snakeskin Veil because of that little bit of mana you got off of the Naturalist. So really important. And it can also help us, ramp sometimes into Arlinn's Pax Hope if we haven't got on our 4th land, etc, etc. But more on that in a second. So now, the next card is the one that I think is the one that I've seen in almost no other content creators' decks. And I'm not entirely sure why. It's clearly supposed to go in this deck. I guess they just would rather have space for other things. But literally, I've gone through all of the major guys. CGB's, hella good game. MTGA, everyone's put up a werewolf deck, and no one's running this card. If you untap and you're ready to rumble, your opponent's got a few little blockers in the way, he's tapped out, you're like, okay, this is going to be a great attack. And it's daytime, and all your werewolves and things are just better at nighttime, you can cast Unnatural Moonrise for 2 mana, sorcery speed, Gruul colors. It becomes night. Boom! All your werewolves are switched on automatically. You even get to target one of your important non-trampling werewolves, give it trample and +1/+0, and it gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So if you've got, you're attacking with more than 6 power, so you're drawing off a werewolf pack leader. Let's say you've put Unnatural Moonrise on your werewolf pack leader. You've also got Tovolar on nighttime, or down. Okay, so let me read Tovolar. Whenever a wolf or a werewolf you control deals combat damage, whenever, draw a card. So if you get even in with 2 or 3 of those werewolves, plus the one that you've targeted with the Unnatural Moonrise because it's got trample, it's probably going to get in. You can draw 4 or 5 cards in one turn after your attack's dead. And that is the main draw, the only way you're drawing cards in this deck, and it's really important because you need to, the most important thing in Magic is to keep drawing cards. But then, if at the beginning of upkeep, if you control 3 or more wolves or werewolves, it becomes night. So that's another way that you have of getting to night if you don't have a Unnatural Moonrise. But it's pretty hard, on turn 3 to always have 3 wolves or werewolves in play. So it's usually the following turn 4, then you put one down, and you get the nighttime trigger. But then the opponent might switch it later on, and you untap, 2 turns later when it's the actual turn you're going to win the game, and it's daytime, and you have no way of triggering that. It's horrible. So Unnatural Moonrise is just great, and it can be flashed back for 4, which is quite cheap as far as flashback costs go. Next card we haven't talked about is the backside of Tovolar we didn't finish talking about completely. It does have an extra ability that you can pay X and 1 red, 1 green, and you can give a target wolf you control +X+0 and trample. So you wait until they declare blockers. Okay, which one are they letting through? You dump all your mana into that one and give it trample, or even the one that's getting blocked, you give it trample. Now it's getting through. You end the game. So pretty sweet little ability on the backside of Tovolar as well. Next up, Arlinn, the Pax Hope. Probably the best, the most pushed planeswalker in the set. Makes sense to play it in the most pushed tribe. It's obvious. You need to be playing this planeswalker in this deck. It just does so many things for it. Okay, so the front side, when it comes in on Daybound, it has a +1 ability that until your next turn you may cast creature spells as though they had flash until your next turn. Okay, so it's tough. You're probably not doing this on the very first turn that she comes into play, because you do it on turn 4. You have no mana left to cast any other wolf, in their turn. So turn 5, you +1 again, or maybe turn turn 4, when you first bring her down, you -3 if it's not nighttime, and you make the 2 wolf creature tokens, and then the following turn you +1 and you start to have mana open to then cast, let's say, a Werewolf pack leader or a Tovolar at flash speed during the opponent's turn, and they come in with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, and then you untap and attack with the Werewolves. I have yet to use that. If I've got to be perfectly honest, I've been using Arlinn's night side mostly. The 0 ability, where she becomes a 5/5 werewolf creature with trample, indestructible, and haste, is what's winning most of my games with this deck, to be honest. Like, you just make it so that on turn 5, you make it nighttime, you've got a few other werewolves down, everything gets buffed by Naturalist, you just swing in with the whole squad. You maybe even give the pack leader trample, and if that doesn't kill them on turn 5, you just light up the night to their face the following turn. But if all that fails and you still haven't been able to close the game out, there's still 2 cards I haven't really talked about, which can go really late. The first one I'm going to talk about is Primal Adversary. This is from the Adversary cycle. There's one of every color. This is probably the best one. It's vying for number 1 position in the best adversary, in my opinion. At its base is a 3-mana 4/3 with trample, which is good enough as it is. You can sometimes play it as that on curve, and it's just a nice body. That's a wolf, relevant in the tribe, everything else. In the late game, when you start casting this if you have like 6 mana available, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 mana, let's say, whatever. The point is, you always need to have you don't have to, but okay, so let's read it. When it enters the battlefield, you may pay 1 and a green any number of times. When you pay this cost 1 or more times, you put that many +1/+1 counters on Primal Adversary, first of all, and then up to that many target lands you control become 3/3 wolf creatures with haste that are still lands. If you use those lands to pay for the cost of making them into wolves, they'll come into play tapped as 3/3 wolves creatures with haste, so you can't attack with them that turn. I've been finding the best play is something like around 6 mana. So you already have a Reckless Stormseeker in play. You cast this for 6. It becomes so you only make 1 wolf with haste off of the 6th land, because that'll cost you 5. You target the last untapped one, it becomes a 3/3 with haste. Then when it's the beginning of the combat, you target the Primal Adversary with Reckless Stormseeker, and you get to attack with both the land you've just made and the Primal Adversary and Reckless Stormseeker and everybody else. That's pretty good. But yeah, if you go super duper late game, you can make a bunch of 3/3 wolves and a really big trampler. So Primal Adversary, incredible card. And last but not least, Tovolar's Huntmaster. This card is insane. If you can do the thing with that I've just described now like 3-4 times, with the haste on the guy as he comes into play, and you happen to either already have it on nighttime, or you have enough mana to make it nighttime with Unnatural Moonrise, or the dropping of Tovolar's Huntmaster makes it nighttime because of Tovolar's Dire Overlord's second box there. But whatever the case may be, if it's nighttime, when you get a 7/7 in Tovolar's pack leader, that creates 2/2 green wolf creature tokens as it enters the battlefield. And then you give it haste with the Reckless Stormseeker, and you attack with the Tovolar's pack leader. When it attacks, it also creates another 2/2 green wolf creature tokens. You've also got an ability on him that you can pay 4 mana, and target wolf or werewolf you control fights target creature you don't control. So it also has a fight spell built in, which can act as removal. You're effectively, if you do that play where you can play him and attack with him on the same turn, you're adding 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 power to the battlefield in one card. It's ridiculous. That usually wins the game. Alright, and then we've arrived at the mana base, and you know, these new lands are just so freaking amazing. I love them. They're really, 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 really good. Like, you can play them on turn 3 untapped and have a dual land. It's finally making all of these color combinations that, and you will have noticed that only the color combinations that didn't already have snarls got these new ones. So it's finally making Gruul and Dimir and all the, you know, the ones that didn't have snarls playable, you know, much easier to play. And then we're just running 2 Lair of the Hydras and 2 Den of the Bugbears as our manlands, 4 pathways, and the rest are just basic forests and mountains. Alright, that's the deck. Play wolves, go wide, make it night, keep swinging every turn. Give things haste as they come in with Reckless Stormseeker. Draw cards with Unnatural Moonrise, Werewolf Pack Leader, and Tovolar. If you don't make it all the way to the end, they keep you playing a good control deck. You have Lair of the Hydra, Den of the Bugbear, Light Up the Night. That can like get you across the finish line. I think that's all I can say about it. Let's jump into some games. Hey guys, hey Max, hello Billy, Moonwatcher, welcome to the stream. Good to have you guys. At this point of the stream, you guys know already, but for everybody who's new and watching, this is the point in the stream and the only time in the stream where I ask the people that are watching to consider subscribing to the channel if they have not done so already. And of course, you know, do all the other good YouTube stuff if you could be so kind. Hit the like button, leave me some comments. I love your comments. I want to hear your feedback on the decks I make and everything. Be honest, be brutal, be kind. And then, you know, hit the bell icon if you want to be notified of future streams and uploads. Alright, Dreamy Scientist. With the zombies, probably. Loads of people playing Dimir. Zombies. This is great. That's just perfect. I described this play in the deck tech. If the pack leader doesn't get removed, then we can go boom, boom. Oh, that's just so nice. Draw a card. 6 damage, turn 3. Then we make it night next turn. And we give the trample of Unnatural Moonrise to the Werewolf Pack Leader. Does he have removal? Ooh. Still don't have mana open for this, for the Veil. It doesn't. Groovy. Oh my goodness, we're gonna get through for a lot of damage now. Even if he gets a little eye twitch, no. So we put this on you. It becomes night. They both have trample now. That's so good. 9 damage. Turn 4. And there's Arlinn. And we can protect our creatures now. He's probably only... He's 1 mana away from Blood on the Snow, though. You could play a land and just Blood on the Snow, that's right. Whew. Can't attack, though. He must know that. If he attacks, he's dead. Unless he's got removal that he can cast for 2. Probably a Dragon Fire or whatever. Yeah, I mean, he should go for the pack leader. Oh no. What a mistake. Victory number 1 on stream. That feels good. Yeah, pack leader into Stormseeker is just ridiculous, man. And the new land art, I do like it. I do actually like it a lot. Man, I wish I had some water. Boom. Boom. Completely out of mythics. I almost got the whole set. I'm so close. But yeah, there's still some that I don't have the full set of. I've got at least one of every mythic. And a lot of them I have 4 of, but there's still like a few that I have like 2 or 3 of, quite a few. But they're the ones that I was probably going to play with the least anyway. But I need to save up. Okay, the Huntmaster back to the bottom. Big Jake 1029. Bring it on, Big Jake. I think the green land would be great. Alright, I'll take a free win any day. I like me the free wins. I think, you know, people are already starting to be like, oh god, the werewolf deck. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, that's why I like just 2 copies of Huntmaster. You could even just run 1. It's like just a great late game top deck. It's not the win con. It's just like a win more, you know. At that point, if you can get to turn 6, turn 7, and you haven't already won, and you do top deck that, then you're loving life. But it's not a crucial part of the deck for sure. Sane toe, like a toe that's sane, or sanatoe. Or Sanato-E. Yeah, best of. So you've been playing this deck in best of 3, Moon. I'd love to hear how that's been going and like what the meta is like over there, because it should be. I'm gonna play some best of 3 after this stream on Twitch. By the way, for those of you who are watching in the replay or in the who are watching live now and are first time watchers, there's a a giveaway running right now on the channel, and you'll find the information video for the giveaway in the description down below. It's got yeah, it's just a quick little video. Basically, when I reach 200 subs, oh god, it's a mill deck. It's the mill deck. Oh my goodness. We can do this. Give you try. both through. He could have blocked the Reckless Stormseeker. That's a weird one. Let's play the... Oh, I should have kept it. I should have played the Forest. Maybe he's got some removal. No, okay. Second Crab. He's going for the mill strat here. This is great. This is just great. Should we get rid of some crabs? Or make a land that's a hasty land? Haste on the Primal. Does he have any sort of removal there? I don't like how he's touching those mountains at all. Wow, opponent screws it up. I'm telling you, I could get to Mythic pretty quickly on this thing. I keep getting suicide birds bombing my apartment. They keep That's crazy, Billy. Playing Liberator for enchantments, burning hands against non-green. Plummet for dragons. Okay, so sideboarding, you mean for this deck? Yeah, I haven't run Pithing Needle yet. What I've noticed in the last little bit of playing that I did just before this, I hit, stream, is that there's a lot more control decks all of a sudden, just out of the blue. That is a great opening hand. Just gets better and better. Look at that, man. That is just disgusting. Nine damage on turn 3. Just booyakasha. Pretty sucky. But yeah. It's insane, guys. I'm telling you, this is ridiculous. What's that? 4 straight wins back to back. Pretty convincing performance there. We aren't even half an hour in. It's quick. It's potent, it's explosive. It's ridiculous. Ridiculoso. I'm loving it. It's quite fun. I wonder how long it'll take before I get bored. There's still so much to do. There's so many cool decks. I'm like almost a little bit like lost. Okay. Pathway on green. Another great hand. Oh goodness. Okay, mono white. The Nemesis. Portable hole on nothing? Sure. Okay. Whew. Let's play Tovolar. It's probably got a Skyclave Apparition. Ooh. It's the Legion Angel. That's very bad. That is very bad. Alright. So, boom. Boom. Don't know how we're gonna get out of this one. Angel after angel after angel. Okay. First time I'm seeing that. Bugbear. Okay. No one. Can you already get me? No. 4-8. You can block one of these guys. Takes my Primal Adversary? Sure. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, well. Okay. I think we got him. Huh. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just need to get with 1 point of damage. Make this into a 5-3. Some will get through, and that'll cost me 4. And that'll leave me with 3 more. I can give this guy trample as well, and I think that should win me the game. And he's left this unblocked. One, two, no, just one. Uh-oh. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Don't know what happened there. Boom. Guys, that was just phenomenal. That was just incredible. If we'd had one more mana and we didn't have the trample, we could have just probably done it with Light Up the Night. But that was just amazing. That was just amazing. Alright, I don't want to jinx it. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I was like 100% win rate on stream. We went up a whole bunch I didn't get to do except for the Huntmaster. Maybe one more game. If my YouTube would just go back to green instead of yellow, which would make me very happy. One more game. We can't go down in the rank. Come on, YouTube. Mr. Romulo. Could be a fellow Italian. Please don't do this to me. Sorry guys, I don't know what is going on here. Bloody internet is doing its thing as usual. Okay. Sorry, so sorry. We're still managing to keep this stream semi-alive, I hope. My goodness. Internet is just completely... Oh dear God. Is this me or the opponent? Oh dear God. Guys, I am so sorry. Okay. On a spell. I'm having this visual glitch where I can't see my mana untapping because of that bit of lag. If I can win this one as well, that'll be ridiculous. Another counter spell. Can you imagine? Oh, looks like we're winning anyway. Crippling Fear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm finally getting the green light from YouTube. Yeah, now it should be better. My goodness, that was horrible. So sorry, guys. Like, it just did one of the usual freaking things. All right. Ooh, no, wait, here we go. I've got him. Unless he's got a counter, I've got him. We get an extra mana from the Kessig Naturalist, and then we light up the Knight, and that'll be enough to go first. And he's tapped out now, so I don't have to worry about keeping that 100% win rate into Diamond 2, even through the internet troubles. So yeah, I think let's not push my luck any further than I already have. I'm going to leave it at that. The Werewolves deck is phenomenal. It's the new nemesis. It's going to be the thing to beat. It's going to be what the control decks are looking to build around, I think. But so far, as you can see from this quick video, it's really, really, really strong and really, really hard to beat. And but it is the first week of the format, so there's still plenty of time for things to adjust and people to figure out how to play against it. So we'll definitely be doing updates as the meta progresses, versions, version 2, version 3, version 4, and so forth, until we get to the quintessential wolf deck. Probably by the end of next month or something, everything will have been figured out. And I'll keep you guys posted as that meta develops. But yeah, tomorrow probably gonna look at vampires. There's also another version down here. Also, Azorius Magecraft is looking really, really strong with the Delver. I'm trying some humans things. I still need to build spirits. There's still control decks. Oh man, there's so much to do. I'm gonna continue to do that on Twitch right after I stop streaming here. So if anybody wants to come hang out on Twitch, just you can find the link in the description down below, and you can watch me, brew away and fiddle around with decks, and yeah, that's it. That's it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Those of you who stick around to the end through thick and thin, you are my favorite people in the world. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out.